What is up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here with part 12 of the Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin playthrough. This is the first time I have played this game in over 8 years or so, so it's really nice being able to jump back in and see many of the differences from the original vanilla game to Scholar of the First Sin. Not only that, but it's almost like playing the game again for the first time. So we're going to do a few things first. Before we jump in and start losing all of our souls, let's go to the Far Fire. We're going to buy some of these armors, just kind of spend our souls so that we can do some risky jumps here. I want to accomplish a few things today. I want to first obtain the heavy iron key so that I can obtain all the keys to the DLC. I would also like to be able to go ahead and visit the memories of the other two giants, the dragon, and even the King Vendrick himself. So I'd like to visit as many of the memories as possible in this stream. So that's what we're going to be working on today. Can't level up, unfortunately, so that's fine. We'll just go ahead and purchase some life gems over here.
Thank you.
Alright, now we'll go. I wonder if she can sell us some twinkling titanite.
Well,
I would quite like that. Let's see, she's got bonfire ascetic, twinkling titanite as well. 15,000 for the one. That's huge. That's crazy. Alright, so
visit me again.
oh, I will, trust me. I'm not dead just yet, good sir. Alright, let's see what we can level up here. This still requires, I guess, a little bit of cash, huh? Let's see. Helm +3. I have the Twinkling Titanite requirement, so maybe I just need to have a few more souls on me. So let's go ahead and pop a few souls really quickly. We'll use all these little ones for sure. Get rid of those. And what we're going to do is we're just trying to level up our armor. We're going to be doing some memory surfing here as we go through and use the Ashen Mist Heart to explore the other two memories that remain. Alright, that should be sufficient for us to upgrade once. Let's see. Wow, okay. Maybe not. So do I not have the Twinkling Titanite or what? One of one. Okay, I don't. Well, that sucks. I can't read the frickin' menu, apparently. No worries. Let's go kill the pigs, and then we're going to go ahead and work our way towards the next bonfires. Not bonfires, I'm sorry, the next memories. Which will be over in the Forest of Fallen Giants. I love how powerful we are at this point in time. Doing all kinds of damage right now. With our large club, it's +10, and we also have the +10 tower shield, so we're pretty tough right now. I want to equip these as well, just in case things get a little hectic. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head to the second memory, which should be over in the Forest of Fallen Giants. I'm looking for a it's gonna look like a tree, but it's actually a giant that has somehow become part of the land now. Like, they don't necessarily die, and I think that has some really cool lore implications, because instead of the giants just dying and becoming dust and ash and whatever else, they actually become part of the land and become these trees that you see that have overgrown this entire area. So it's actually really cool if you think about like the lore implications there. Like, it's pretty much, they were probably the key to obtaining this immortality, because they never truly leave the cycle of life and death, you know? But anyways, alright, so let's go ahead and kill this guy real quick. We're going to do some crazy jumps and stuff right now and see if we can pull it off. Okay, excellent. That's what we need to do. I'm going to flask a bunch and be a little risky here, because there's going to be these giant salamanders that are incredibly aggressive. They can shoot projectiles from like a mile away. As if on cue, they just shot me with one. Hawk Ring, excellent. Alright, come on, big guy. I'm coming for you. And, yep. Have tons of health, too, apparently. Hopefully you guys don't get dizzy, because we're going to be spinning around this stupid gecko thing for a while. I'm trying to get right in between his little legs there so that I can avoid his fire strikes. He can turn it around incredibly fast, so it's pretty scary being this close to him, honestly. He hit us 3 times square right in the mouth. Alright, 1 and 2. This should finish him off. Perfect. We'll go ahead and flask. The second one should be around. Surprised he's not aggro just yet. Let's go ahead and grab this chest, see what's in the see what the contents of this chest are. Got a flame quartz ring. Ironically, flame is kind of what we need to survive over here. How the heck did he make it down here? Well, he's dead, but what? Like, how did these enemies survive this incredible fall? No, sir. Don't do it. Yep, a direct hit right in the face. That doesn't stun him, so that was not very smart. 2 and 3. Okay, I got hit there. That's okay. That's okay. We need to go ahead and flask. Flask again. He's just chilling, so I'm okay with that too. Alright. Took some damage. I need to get away from this little area. That's like he's stuck in this little nook here. Alright, we should be fine. We'll regain our stamina. He's kind of pushed me in this strange corner here. We're going to go this way and try and juke him out. Nope, we got hit. That's okay. We'll flask again. And then we'll regain our stamina here. I'm going to hit him in the face if I can. I'm going to be aggressive here while he's doing all his stuff. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and flask again. And this is okay. I don't mind taking all this damage. It is what it is. We're trying to get a key here, but I do want to be able to explore without trouble. So he's finally dead. I think there's only the 2 salamanders there. So we should be in the clear. Let me just double check and make sure there aren't any other items that I may have missed. It looks like we're good. We grabbed that one before we almost got shot to death. Lovely. Alright, cool. So this should all be like an area for us to go ahead and safely maneuver and just explore without any trouble. The hell is that? Is that a... Oh, that's another one. Never mind. I've been deceived. This one hops around like a frackin' maniac. He doesn't have like fire juice, I guess, because he's just leaping at me. I need to go ahead and flask. There's another one over there too in the distance. I'll be damned. He used his tongue to hit me. We're going to see if we can kill him in 1 hit. We'll hit him again. There you go. Took 2, unfortunately. Wasn't anticipating that. Let's see if we can grab this item over here. Oh, never mind. We're playing this guy's game. Unfortunately, we're in his domain, so he is running the show right now. Wow, I can't block that for whatever reason. As much stamina as I have, that's insane. Okay, here goes. Yeah, I can't block that. It's crazy. I'm gonna have to pop some life gems while we're taking some evasive maneuvers here. The tongue strike we can block, which is fine, but he doesn't rely on that one too much. Do a heavy strike there on his brain. Another one. We'll do another one. We're gonna have to tank, unfortunately. The club is at risk. I'm not sure how. I've only killed 4 salamanders, but I guess they do take quite a bit of... they have quite a bit of health, so they're not very squishy. Alright, what is this? Cracked red eye orb. Perfect. I'm glad that the floor doesn't burn us. I was always afraid that it would. So let's see. We got... Rebel's Great Shield and the Heavy Iron Key. This is perfect. And that would be the way out. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything. Looks like there's another pathway down here. This might actually be a little bit of a better path. Oh man, I can't open it from this side. That's okay. We'll go around then. I don't think there's any way for me to come back up from here, so. Let's go this way. That door's already been searched. And we'll just get out of here. Let me go ahead and see why my weapon durability is so low. Can't believe it. We'll use some repair powder just to re-up. We've got plenty, so we'll just use 2, because I don't feel like going back to a bonfire just yet. Alright. Pick up these items here. We should be able to kill this guy with his own, before he strikes us, with a very own smash, or whatever, Hulk smash kind of attack of our own. My inventory's full. I guess it's a throwing knife. Alright, so now all we're going to do is just kind of work our way back up and around. And the goal is to be able to go find the next memory. We found the key to the DLC, which is perfect. I'm glad that jump worked out for us. I was actually pretty concerned that I wasn't going to be able to survive that jump. But we did. So now we can just focus on the memories. Exploring all the remaining memories. Because we did search one of them. I think we searched Oro's. There's Oro, I think Vama, and maybe Jay. I don't remember all their names, but I know that there are 3 giant memories, and then there's 2 king memories if you count the DLC, and there's 1 dragon memory. So we're going to be searching all those today. This guy has poise for days. Alright, let's go get the firebomb throwing guy. I love that we can kill these guys in one shot. Initially, these guys were super trolly, and they were able to just completely wreck our day early on, just a few streams ago. But seems like we've made much better progress this time around. Alright, so now we can go ahead and rest. We are going to go, let's see, down this ladder again. And now we're going to try and go towards the Pursuer boss fight, which I do believe is going to be over here across this bridge. Now, I could be mistaken, but I think it's over this way. And we should be encountering a handful of characters here. The first one would be, let's see, that is the ring. That's the third one. This is going to be the giant lord. Let me just double check here. We don't want to go to this one just yet. This is going to be the last one that we go to, because I kind of want to go to them in order. So there's a bonfire there. Pretty cool. That's the other giant. So we're not going to go to that one just yet. Did I not ever sit at this bonfire? That's crazy. I wonder. I didn't realize I could just teleport there, but no matter. So we got this one. We know where it's at least. A very direct path to it. And then I think we're trying to go over to the Pursuer area. Forlorn. He always comes up in the strangest area, so let's see where he's going to show up from now. He's invaded us so many times. I think at this point we should be able to get his armor set. I have no clue where he's going to be coming from. He came from there. Alright, perfect. You sneaky little bastard. He's always pretty powerful too, considering. Oh, we totally whiffed our strike. That's okay. There you go. We got him there. If we can just kind of keep spamming this, that'd be great. As he keeps getting up, we're going to keep smashing him right down. And we got a nice little system going here. As long as he doesn't roll, we should be fine. And he rolled. We'll do a horizontal strike here. We should kill him, and we did. Very nice. The dark spirit forlorn has been vanquished. He has invaded us more times than any other invader to this point, and we did get a human effigy for that, so good for us. Alright, I think it might be over here then. All I'm trying to do is remember exactly where the pathway was for the pursuers. It might just be back this way. I think it is. No. Well, technically, I guess we could reach it this way too, right? Trying to think. Where, oh where, is the pursuer boss fight? There you go. He's taken out. Can I open this door yet? Nice. I haven't even been in here before, so let's check it out. Secrets. Ruined Alphys. Yeah, for sure. I will summon you. Not sure what you do, but let's check this area out. I definitely haven't been here, so this is all new to me too. What's up? He lit it up for us, so it's not nearly as dark. It's a really great help, actually. A black firebomb and a homeward bone. Very good. Okay, that skeleton's dead. I don't even know where he came from. Seriously? These guys are relentless for no reason. Alright, there are torches all throughout. I don't know if it's important to light them, but see if we can kill these guys. Very nice. Looks like he re-upped his light spell, so that's great. We got a torch. And it looks like we've made it out of this hellhole. And we almost fell down a hole. I don't like that archer's right there, and for whatever reason, he's not wanting to help us. I was expecting a turtle to be here for some reason, but I guess we're going to be lucky this time around. I thought it was going to be very similar to Havel's little trap he did. How did I miss him? Nice, okay. Now, Ruined Alphys isn't very strong, but he's relentless. Very aggressive, and he likes to protect us, which I'm a big fan of. Alright, so there was a ladder over there as well. Let's just check this area out real quick and see where it leads. There's the turtle man. I missed. He proved to be the better two-handed swordsman there. I'm going to go ahead and heal. Right out in the open. We'll get the old ironclad leggings. We can add those to our collection. I think that's where we came from. There's that ladder again. Let's go ahead and work our way up here just to see what it does. Where does it take us? Got a few of these guys. Unfortunately, Ruined Alphys got smashed to bits right there. We got the bastard sword. Very fitting. Got a whip. And we got a human effigy. Excellent. I don't think there's anything else in this area, so let's go. Oh, there is. Okay, nice. We'll drop down the ladder and see if we can head right back to where we came, because I just want to make sure it's the same ladder that I skipped earlier. Yep. Okay, perfect. So we're just coming around full circle now. We'll go ahead and finish exploring this area and see if this opens up. I wonder if this gate actually... Amber Herb and Green Blossom. Not sure how to get to the other side. Let me see if I can break through it. Nope. Not quite. I wonder what someone that was like looking like a dragon skull or whatever these guys are. They look like he's straight out of Aldea's Keep. So I wonder what he was doing here. This is Dark Spirit ahead, so I'm assuming It's supposed to be an invasion. Armorer Dennis. Not sure where he's supposed to be coming from. There, I see him. Oh, you don't hit very hard. That might have hurt, but I blocked it. And Ruined Alphys is just chilling for some reason. Choosing to sit this one out. He just left. He said, I'm done. Large club's at risk. I'm going to still hit one more time. Ooh, swing and a miss. I don't want this stupid thing to break. It's broken. Now it's going to do like a fraction of the damage. $140 damage. That's crazy. Alright, he's dead. Now, unfortunately, we did break our go-to weapon, so I can't even repair it at this point. That's okay, though. We'll go and we'll have to repair it at a blacksmith instead, so that really sucks. That's okay, though. We got the Hunter's Armor. That's really awesome. The full set there. I'll go ahead and flask again. It's crazy how much damage these guys can do, even though I'm like level 100. Huh. And maybe this Armorer Dennis was supposed to be a tough guy, because apparently the messages say he's pretty tough as well. Nice. Okay, so this is another giant. Touch Pool of Blood. Now the only thing is I don't remember where the heck I came from, and I don't have a good weapon, so yeah. I wish I could commit this to me. Let's see here. So we are... Where did we come from exactly? We used the soldier's door, and it's almost as if we're going to the boss room, I think. So we are going to have to kind of retrace our steps. Just a little bit. But what we can do is we'll go ahead and use like an aged feather just to go back to the bonfire. It's so crazy how much durability we burn through. I have a +2 ring as well that's supposed to slow the weapon degradation, but it doesn't seem to really do that much. And I'm not sure if like maybe certain enemy attacks are hurting my durability even more, but I feel like almost every strike just goes right through it. And maybe my heavy strike is what causes a bunch of degradation. I'm not entirely sure yet. Still trying to figure that out. Alright, so now that we're here, let's see if we can retrace our steps and this time not get us hurt. So there's the third and final giant that we need to go into his memory. So let's see, can we open this door from here? Excellent. So it's opening from the inside, which is great. All we're going to do is retrace our steps, and we're going to go back to the second memory instead, and then we'll come back here to this bonfire, and we'll make it to the third one. What is up, my friend? There is actually, the funny thing about that is the beard is doing everything. I'm just actually along for the ride. That's hilarious. How you doing, my friend? This fine Sunday evening. Let's see, I feel like I'm going to get lost. I think this is where we just defeated Forlorn. Goodbye. I'm trying to find the second giant soul, which I believe should be right over here. Okay, perfect. So now we just have to retrace our steps. We're going to go through this entire area here. I am going to summon this guy again. He gives us lights, which is perfect. Wait until he comes up. Alright, now we're just going to kind of sprint through most of this area. There's really no need to engage with everybody. Let's see if our guy will follow. No, not so much. He's just stopping and casting right now. It's great. So we'll just kill these guys. They're all going to be pretty much one-shot. We're really high level for this area, but I am trying to explore the memories. And I just found the second giant like on a whim, so... Nice. Who you? Oh, so what game's on right now? I know that I think the Chiefs lost, so it's Cincinnati's going to the Super Bowl, and I don't know who the contenders are. Like who else is up? I am curious to know. All right, so now we're gonna bust through here. We should be fine. I'm going to check my item durability. There's something that's just completely destroying it. Oh my gosh, I didn't even fix it. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so I completely forgot to go back to, whatchamacallit, Majula. Why can't I use it? Oh, because this guy's alive. Well, damn. I just died anyways, too, so that works. Still Dark Souls. So now that we're at the bonfire, we'll go ahead and go back to Majula. We'll repair our weapon, then come back and get all of our stuff. Fortunately, I know exactly where to go now. Rookie stuff, man. Fell through the freaking bridge. LA Rams and Niners right now. Tied game. Oh, man, it's going to be intense. LA Rams are 49. Let's see. Of the two, which do I like more? I don't know. I haven't watched any this season, so I'd probably have to say the Rams. Because I remember Kurt Warner from like forever ago. Do you have any preferences? Who you hoping to win? Man, this tea is good. Hit the spot. Alright, let's go to Lenigrast real quick. I can't believe I didn't have, that I forgot to freaking repair it. And then that I died to fall damage. I'll go ahead and reclaim those souls, though it shouldn't be an issue, but I was not trying to die there. I was a bit trapped because I had summoned an NPC, so I couldn't actually come back from the, I couldn't actually use like a bonfire, like the aged feather, anything, a homeward bone, nothing like that, so I had to kind of either die or continue moving forward. I chose the first one, the first option. 3,300 souls? The hell kind of place are you running? That's why. So this has been broken this whole time.
I'll be around.
I am very interested to know what happened. I know. So when I went to the Dragon Eyrie and the Dragon Shrine, those explosive guys were actually causing degradation damage, and I had no clue that my ring had broken. So this whole time I've been wondering why my weapon keeps degrading so quickly, and I just realized why. Freaking A, that's whole time I've been dealing with that. Okay, well that's great. Let's go ahead and use these 2 souls. This should be plenty for us to go ahead and repair our ring as well. Now we'll be able to actually go through areas without struggling with repair powder all the time and the risk of our weapon breaking. So now we're golden. So I had a broken ring equipped this whole time. There you go. Now we're back. And I'm telling you, that Dragon Shrine's a real mess. Let's go ahead and purchase some of the life gems if we used a handful. We'll go ahead and top off with the life gems, and now we can go right back to our mission, which is to jump into the remaining memories of the giant so we can explore as much of the content as possible. Alright, so travel. We're going to go to the Forest of Fallen Giants. Go into the place unbeknownst. I do believe this is the bonfire next to the third giant that we're going to be exploring here before long. But this one I know has the Giant Lord, which is the boss. So I wanted to kind of do them in sequential order. So we've done the first one last stream, and now we are right in front of a bonfire that leads us to the third one. All we have to do now is just escape this area here once the seal breaks, and we'll go ahead and check out that second giant memory. Let's see. Now, for some reason, I feel like that's like even a bonus one, because the one that I've been trying to get to this entire time is actually located near the Pursuer boss fight. So I'm still a little mixed up as to why we're not getting there. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay, I'm dead. I didn't mean to roll. As a tank, not try to roll. But that's Dark Souls. Alright, we're going to be at that bonfire. Unfortunately, we did lose those 20,000 souls. Not a big deal, because at this point, we've already maxed out our health, and we've maxed out our strength as well. Unfortunately, I did not mean to roll there, but that just cost me a pretty penny. But we're right here, so I'm going to go ahead and use a human effigy anyways. I would like to be a human just in case there are other soul signs that we can interact with. But let's play some souls. Alright, there you go. Boom. Lock on. Kill him in one hit. That's what I was trying to do. Now we're going to head through this little corridor and we're going to retrace our steps. We will summon this dragon scholar looking guy. So, you know, while I'm at it, might as well go through the motions here and light all these torches so that I can see a little bit better. There's going to be about 3 or 4 torches. I'm not sure if they do anything if we light them. In many instances in this game, they do unlock some sort of secret or something, so it's worth our time. Man, now our weapon's not going to degrade or break, so this is going to be wonderful. Alright, so off we go. It only took us like 4 attempts to get through this beginning level area, even though we're level 100. It's just rookie stuff. You know, I didn't really know where I was going. I kind of stumbled upon that other giant corpse as well. I could only think of the 3 in my head. The one by the pursuer, the one that has the bonfire, and the first one that we explored upon entering the area. So that really threw me off. Let's see. We don't really even have to face off with too many of these guys other than these big turtles over here. We are faster than them, but just barely, so we'll be able to take out these guys relatively quickly. I'm going to go ahead and use an Estus flask. Unfortunately, the the torch did no such thing. It didn't open up any secrets or anything, so that sucks. Alright, that guy's dead. We already killed the invader that would have joined us. Let's see if we can actually do anything with this. Oh, it says pick up item. Hold on. The seed of a tree of giants. Wow. So I got the item. So this isn't one that we can actually memory surf. Let me just double check here. I'm going to toggle again. Probably going to ask me to... Nope. Okay. That's it. Oh, that's fine. I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy with that then. So we got a seed of the tree of giants. I have no clue what that does. So let's go ahead and check that out real quick. And then we'll head back to the other area. And we'll try and find the pursuer boss fight. Because I have no clue where that's at for whatever reason. Soul of a giant. Looking for the seed of a tree of giants. Enemies react to invaders from other worlds. So a lump of something obtainable from a giant tree makes enemies react to invaders. When the giants fell, they grew into great trees. Death is not the end for anything that has ever once lived. Remains a part of a great cycle of regeneration. Okay? But what of those outside of the cycle? Alright, sweet. That is freaking awesome. Ruined Alphys is just getting destroyed over here. It's okay if he dies, because now we'll be free to actually use an aged feather so we can kind of head back. Cave. Very descriptive. Alright, sweet. Let's get out of here. So we're going to go back to that bonfire in front of the third one. And we're going to leave that area so we can see if we can retrace our steps and go towards the pursuer boss arena. That's where the actual second giant is going to be. So this giant here wasn't actually one that we could use to explore the memories, but he did give us a special like PvP item. Pretty sweet. Alright, here goes. Now we're going to head back up the stairs. Of course, the frickin' door is sealed again, so that's great. We gotta wait for it. Alright. Now let's see if we can find this pursuer boss fight. I know that it shouldn't be that difficult, but for whatever reason, I just don't remember the layout when I first came here. So, I'm looking for like a hole in the wall that's going to lead to a castle type area. So let's see here. That is the top. So we can go through here as if we're progressing normally. Let's see. So normally I would have come up here. That would have been where the pursuer was in the kind of a special encounter. He gives us the old ironclad helm. Now we can look like the Ninja Turtle ourselves. That guy's dead. I think we've killed that undead soldier too many times, so he doesn't even respawn anymore. That's great. And now we can head through here. Let's see. It's actually this way. Perfect. So I'm glad we went this path. The hell just happened? I think my greatsword actually caused that explosion, and then there was a firebomb guy up above too. Wonderful. Alright, this should be it. We're just one-shotting everybody right now. This is what I like to see. That invader, the armorer Dennis, was incredibly powerful. I couldn't imagine beating him at a lower level. No, we got another guy up here. He loves to shoot projectiles. Fire bombs, arrows, everything. Alright, so now what I'm looking for is two things. Benhart of Hugo and also a tree. So this is definitely the correct area. We would have faced off with the pursuer, because I know that this is the actual boss arena. There's the tree. They're actually attacking right over there. For some reason, Benhart's just sitting there just letting these fools attack the tree. So disrespectful. So we're going to kill these guys. And then we're going to go talk to Benhart.
Well, we meet again. What are you doing here? Who'd have thought we'd meet in a place like this?
I know, right?
Fate just won't let us stay apart, will she?
Give me that sword.
See, the old sword's caught your attention.
Ooh, he could hear me.
You've a good eye then. That has been in my family for generations.
Has it?
They say it is crafted with moonlight. And we all know what that means. It wards off evil. And I wouldn't trade her for all the riches in the world. It's said that no man has ever teased out the sword's true power. But in the right hands.
And it's unfortunate because I really like Benhart, but it is a fake. Because we learned that his is like the Blue Moon sword or something like that, but the Moonlight Greatsword is actually the sword that is a replica of.
You've taken a liking to the sword. Well, I applaud you, for you've a sharp eye. But this is one sword, pal, I wouldn't be giving up. If you still insist on having it, then you will have to pry it from my cold hands. I've a great debt to you, and I'll never forget it. I, Benhart, swear by my honor to aid you.
And we have summoned his help 3 times and defeated 3 bosses as well, so that should complete his quest line.
I've a great debt to you. I, Benhart.
Alright, so we went ahead and exhausted his dialogue. That's always what I like to do with these characters because it kind of progresses their quest line. Let's jump into this memory. Let's go ahead and top off our health. Jump into the memory. I'm actually going to unequip the larger gems for now because I'm not in a true boss fight. So let's jump into this memory. This is the second giant's memory. I don't remember exactly which one this is. Could be Oro, could be Vama. It's definitely not Jay though. Jay is the one that has the giant king or giant lord memory. So, alright, here goes. Let's do what we can to obtain the giant soul from this memory as well. This will help us whenever we actually end up defeating Vendrick before we finish the game. We still have plenty of things to do though. We got the DLC to explore and many, many other things. How is he here?
Oh, look at you, old friend. I see your travels way upon you yet. Just remember, I'm always ready to help.
How are you in a memory? That's crazy.
My homeland is in the Far East, a kingdom of honourable fighting men. And this sword yet awaits. I know how swords think. My homeland is in this sword.
Okay. So I've exhausted his dialogue there as well. Let's see. I think there's going to be some secrets around here. So let's go back real quick. That guy's coming for me. But there was 2 pathways here. Or there were 2 pathways. Let's check him out. He got killed by a giant. Seriously, okay. Completely missed. These guys hit hard. Oh wow, they're not undead either. I didn't realize that. They're just dirty. I'm gonna flask twice and then go back in there, guns blazing. I got a Pharaoh's contraption over here, and I have plenty of Pharaoh's keys, so I can't believe how strong these guys are. I'm going to go ahead and flask again. We're going to grab this item and we're going to use the contraption. Now remember, in a memory, we don't have a ton of time to be spending in this area, but fortunately we can revisit these memories. So we're going to go ahead and do this. I don't know what that did. Looks like it lit this up. Create a secret area for us, so perfect. Let's go ahead and check this out as well. We got a little chest. Maybe there's a trap. Lovely. And we got the soul of a hero as well. I do have another lockstone, so we'll go ahead and use it on this contraption as well. See where this takes us. I don't see the wall just yet. Holy nards. Illusion ahead? The hell? Not sure I see it. Let's see. Is there a wall I'm supposed to break through or what? Not much of an illusion if I can't actually break through the wall. Usually the lockstone would actually, activate it for me. It's really strange that it didn't. Alright, they got those freaking discs flying out of nowhere. Let's see what this is, though. We got a fire seed, which is good for upgrading our pyromancy glove, and we also got the steel set. Very nice. I'm still not sure what the hell happened there. That was weird. And there's no illusory walls over here, nothing like that. Typically, there's a face that shows up, so I'm not sure why that happened. But either way, let's go ahead and head back up here instead. See if we can figure out where to go next. We have a limited time, so the veil will be thinning as we continue making our way through, so we got to be careful here. It's a pyromancer giant. We should be able to sneak up on this one as well and get a second hit in before he recovers. That's 2 giants down. There you go, trying to do a heavy strike here. Man, this guy is a close quarters combat master. I'm gonna get past him instead, because again, we don't. It's not about defeating all of the enemies in here. It's actually more so about finding the secrets in the limited time. Oh my gosh, that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. We're gonna go ahead and revisit the memory. That's fine. I've been dying to gravity more than anything else in this game. This stream is about physics. But yeah, this has been crazy. Just working on trying to go through all the memories, and unfortunately we're gonna have to go back and I do know exactly where it's at now, so we should be fine. Do some backtracking here. Alright, so off we go. We'll head back this way. I guess we've killed this enemy enough times as well. He's not going to be respawning. We'll go out this little route path here. I would like to see exactly how much that does. Like 1 point of durability. Okay, so I'm not sure. I guess it was just because I didn't have my ring on that it was, my weapons were degrading so quickly. Alright, so down we go. We've destroyed this enemy enough times as well. He's not going to be respawning anytime soon. So let's just drop down over here. We'll go through this pathway. Again, these are all explosive barrels, so gotta be kind of careful here. We'll escape before we get firebombed to death. And then we're going to start making our way through here so we can go back to that memory. I didn't see like a summon sign for Benhard Yugo. I just saw his actual physical body. Somehow he was right outside of that memory, and then he was directly inside of the outside where the tree was as well. So I'm like, how is he in the memory though? That might mean that he was actually present during the Fall of the Giants. I'm not entirely sure. But you see how easy and squishy these undead versions of the guards are? Well, that is not the case inside of the memory. They are much more powerful. And we'll try and go the opposite path. I think last time we ended up going to like this upper route that we took. I don't know if that was the best path, but let's go ahead and kill these guys. Again, it's insane how strong they are when they are alive. The living versions of these warriors are no joke. Alright, so we got the Sun Sword, a well-forged longsword of unknown origin and exhibiting no special power but sturdily crafted. That must be Solaire's sword. Okay, so let's go ahead and head back. We got Benhart here again. Let's go ahead and talk with him real quick, blah, 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 blah. Good to go. We've exhausted his dialogue now. See if we can come through here. This path will be a little bit different. Almost got me there. We're trying to just kind of go through and collect all the items as we can. The giants and the warriors can do battle by themselves. They can go ahead and do anything they need to. I'm going to kind of climb up here and see if this might be the same ledge that we accidentally jumped off and died. Nope. But I'll take this item anyways. The Soul of a Proud Knight. Thank you. Alright, cool. A heavy strike still does tons of damage. So let's drop down here safely. Grab this item. And then we're going to come back around the other way. See if we can just do a plunging attack here. Atta kid. That's what we like to see. We'll let this guy just be angry. We got no item over there. We're going to come back through. They can use the ballista all they want. And we got the Soul of a Giant. That seems to have completed that memory. So it was actually very short and a lot smaller than the other one. The very first memory that we visited was a lot longer. It had more of a winding path to it. This one has two separate paths. So we went down in that first level. Let's go back up again. But this time I'm going to take the path to the left, and I'm not going to die this time. Alright, there you go. 2 down. Let's go ahead and jump into this memory here and see if we can go the other path instead. At least we found the Soul of a Giant, which each Soul of the Giant that we obtain is going to be incredibly helpful for us because it will reduce Vendrick's defenses by 50% for every one that we have. So, alright, so here we go. Let's keep making our way up instead. Let's not die though this time. These guys are jerks. Oh, great sword. Holy great sword. I will not die to these humans. There you go. Trying to two-hand here. Very nice. Alright, so now we can get up here in peace. We'll go ahead and use a life gem to top off our health. This area is super trolly too. I'm not sure why the lockstones didn't seem to do their job. The heavy strike is still the way to go because of its like horizontal swing. Fortunately, those guys really don't roll, so it makes it a little bit easier for us too. Okay, so now we're back up on this level here. I don't think there was much else that we might have missed. I think we did pretty good. Just hitting stuff, yeah, destruction. Okay, he's dead. Ouch. If you could fight the other human, that'd be wonderful. Never mind. Or just get killed by the ballista. Either way. He is moving. Alright, he's dead. Let's see if we can actually... Well, we're not going to be able to hit this guy, unfortunately. And it looks like he destroyed the ballista, too. We'll do our double strike here. Hopefully we hit the giant. He's not happy with us, though. Okay, he's dead. Cool. So fortunately, because they're doing battle with each other, like, they can pretty much kill each other off while we're just exploring here. And we get the soul of a brave warrior. Now, can I... Is there anything else I can get? I guess not. I don't see much else. Looks like we've obtained all the other items that we could have possibly got as well. What does this do? Nope. Okay, that kind of worked. That kind of worked. Alright, what's down here? I'm not sure what the heck this is. There's more ballistas, it seems. And some of these are just not working. Oh my gosh, I almost killed Ben Hardy-Hugo. That was the beginning. I had no clue. Whoops. That could have been bad. Alright, cool. So at least we already obtained the soul. It looks like we obtained all the other items as well. So this is a pretty clean... What just happened? What? Did he like jump at me? I'm gonna die. Alright, you're gonna die first. And then let's see if we can get the big guy. Oh my gosh, he's strong. But he doesn't have any health, so he's dead. And we're getting some souls out of this too, so that's great. But yeah, that was crazy. He like pile drived me. I don't know what the heck just happened. I saw it was a giant head come right at me. Alright, cool. So that's the second memory. Now we're going to go to the third memory, which will be able to take us to the Giant Lord. The Giant Lord. Alright, that's 2 down. We didn't get any, our S's re-upped or anything, which is fine. What we can do, though, is actually use an aged feather, and we'll be right at the bonfire location that's directly in front of the Giant Lord. So we'll go ahead and use that. But what we're going to do as well is hope that we don't lose these 30,000 souls, because I would like to level. I'm not sure exactly how powerful the Giant Lord is, but I think we'll have enough strength to do it. We should be able to pull this off. Alright. This is double check. Is there anything else over here that we haven't explored? I think we did a pretty clean sweep of this area earlier as well, so we should be fine. Before I jump in, gotta send this message real quick. Alright, let's do this. Examine. So now this is, I know this is the memory of Jay. This is the one that is going to lead us to the Giant Lord. Apparently this one is really good for farming as well, but I don't feel like popping any bonfire aesthetics just yet unless I know exactly what the impact's going to be, or if I know if it's a good area for farming other things. Like, I don't mind farming souls. Like, that's not really what I'm looking to do. I care about getting all the gear, and potentially in one playthrough if possible. Alright, so this, we can't go down there. We can't go down there. Huh. A bunch of bad stuff happening right now. Ew, am I human? I need to use a human effigy. Completely forgot to do that. The thing is, there could have been summon signs that I didn't even think to interact with. That's okay, though. Die! Large Titanite shard? Hell yeah. Worth it. Totally worth it. The heck? The hell was that? A giant head. Okay, perfect. Freaking perfect. I had no clue. Whoops. Alright, so let's try that again. This time I'm going to use the human effigy before, and hopefully before I jump into that fog gate we'll see a summon sign. I was with the understanding that you can have 2 summons there, and I don't exactly remember which one, but I know Benhart is supposed to be in here as well. So I would like to talk with him because maybe we'll be able to speak with him so we can go ahead and complete his quest line, because I did actually have him invade and win 3 boss fights, so I'm not sure what we're doing wrong, if anything. Ah, there it is. Who might this be? Benhart of Hugo, yes please. That's exactly who we were speaking of. Alright, come on down. Benhart of Hugo, you've been selected. Let's go kill some giants. I gotta avoid this giant head that just rolls everywhere. Please don't kill me. I'm right behind this giant here. It should be fine. Benhart's probably dead. I almost died there. A fire seed. Whoa, this guy hits hard. Have a feeling a shield's not going to do much right here, so let's go ahead and just do work. Benhart, please don't die. I need more stamina regen. This guy hits really hard. We'll go ahead and flask while we're safe. He's probably going to swing behind him. Yep. We anticipated that. Has a nice stab attack as well. I'm actually going to switch back to one-handed so I can block somewhat. Gonna flask twice right here just to top it off. He is a monster. And Benhart is not doing much better than I am. I don't know why you should aim up there. Maybe if you had a projectile, but there's no way. I'm gonna go for the ankle strat, as I normally would with any other giant enemy. Didn't seem to do shite right there. That's fine. There you go. We're doing some heavy strikes here. Benhart or Hugo doing work on those ankles like we're supposed to. There you go. We're gonna hit him and he should die. Perfect. I'm gonna go grab this item while I can. Benhart, that's 4 victories for you, Ben. You should be happy with that. Old Radiant Life Gem, very good. We killed the Giant Lord. Technically, that was the first try because we did die, but you know, it wasn't like an official death. The head killed us. The boss didn't kill us at all. We got another soul of a giant. Okay, so perfect. Let's see exactly what we got here. There's a ton of different things. I don't even know how many souls we have. I feel like that's probably 4 already, because we did defeat the hidden giants near the Gulch area in that secret cavern inside of the Gulch. So, pretty sure. Oh, of course. This fool. We're gonna just keep spamming this idiot. He's invaded us actually 3 times, and one of the times he was actually very difficult because he was in a terrible position, but whenever you have an open space to fight him, and he's a pushover. We got our human effigy for that, very good. And we got 102,000 souls, good gosh. Let's go ahead and travel back to the Far Fire really quickly. This is going to allow us to go ahead and level up a few times. We'll get some armors as well and see if there's anything we can level up. The Fragrant Branch of Yore. Alright, here goes. So we'll level up in just a minute. Let's take a look at the souls that we got, though. I think I have like 4 of them now. Soul of Velstadt, Giant Lord Soul. And I have 4 Giant Souls. So I have Soul of a Giant times 4. It says, the soul of a giant who came to conquer Drang Lake. Will the giant's resentment for the king be pacified in death or only emboldened? Can be used to acquire souls only. And then we have this mother right here. Soul of the giant lord who once conquered Drang Lake. Vendrick crossed the seas, took prisoner the giants, and brought them back to his castle clapped in irons. However, after this modest triumph, his countenance could be seen to grow darker with each passing day. Use the special soul of this giant to acquire numerous souls or to create something of great worth. Interesting. Okay, so we have 4 of those souls, plus we also have the actual giant lord soul. Look at all those boss souls. It's insane how many bosses are in this game. Alright, so now let's go ahead and level up as much as we can.
Until
Let's do this. Oh wait, I need to get at least 1 attunement slot, right? How? It takes 10 to have 1 slot. That is ridiculous. That is such a waste. I don't even know if I need that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's ridiculous. There's a soft cap there for the stamina, it seems, too. The equipment loadout. I wonder how much I am weight-wise. My poise seems to be good, but it's really not. It's really not that good at all. I can't believe I already hit like a stamina cap. Like, this is crazy. We're going to go with it anyways. Okay, we have 7,000 souls left. Let's go ahead and talk with our girl Melentia. Purchase some gems if we need any. I don't even know if we used any, actually. We used a few.
Well,
I think she sells us. Twinkling Titanite is way too much, though. It's like 15,000. It's incredibly expensive.
no interest. Suit yourself.
See if we can possibly reinforce anything that we have here on our person. Nope, still need more Twinkling Titanite, unfortunately. Okay, that's fine.
Don't waste my time.
So now we'll go ahead and drop some items in the box really quickly, and then we'll go kill the pigs again. And then, let's see, we've already searched all 3 giant memories, so that leaves a dragon memory and King Vendrick's memory. I haven't accessed any of the DLCs yet, so I won't be able to see any of those just yet. But that's fine. We're still making progress, as they say. I thought about that freaking attunement, but I was like, damn, that makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. For something I might not ever even use, it's really hard for me to just be like, yeah, let's do that. Smelter Demon Armor. It looks amazing, by the way. Let's see, I think I just put away the steel helm here, which I just got from one of those memories. So let's see here. Steel, I'm looking for steel hammer out there. Okay, it does cover our face. Or actually our face is left exposed, so I don't really like that. I'd really like to kind of keep our face hidden. We'll put the steel gauntlets away. It probably has much better poise than what I have, but we are rocking a club. So we're pretty barbaric anyway, so we're just going to go with that. I got some good rings here. I don't want any duplicates, so on my person anyway, so we're pretty good there as well. Okay, good to go. All the spells that we've acquired, but I haven't really been able to use anything because my attunement slot, of course, is 0, and then my intelligence is pretty low. But pyromancy doesn't require anything, so maybe we could use that. Alright, so now we have looked at the 3 giants. Let's go kill the pigs, and then what we're going to do next is we need to go back to Bright Cove Seldora, and we're going to interact with the giant, the giant dragon that's over there. And that is another secret area that we can actually explore, and it's a memory. So I don't know exactly what happens whenever we get inside, but I do know that that is one of the few points where you can actually interact with. So let's go talk to Xiao Kwa. I haven't spoken to her in a while, and I do believe she has some items that we can purchase. So let's talk to our girl.
Just because.
She got those. Ring of the Evil Eye, Red Eye Ring, which is crazy. Easier to connect with a player who chose the same god, okay? Bunch of Homeward Bones. So an infinite amount of all these items. Alright, perfect. Get out of here. Okay, cool. So now we'll go ahead and work our way towards the Bright Cove Seldora. See what that leads to. Not entirely sure exactly what's going to be there, but I would like to find out. Something that I never experienced in my first playthrough, so I'm really excited about checking this out for the first time. Bright Cove Seldora, let's see. That one... So the primal bonfires aren't something we can actually link to, huh? That sucks. So there's a hidden bonfire that I wasn't able to get to. Maybe we can find it this time around. Additionally, we are going to have to go back towards the boss area anyways. Because apparently the primal bonfires aren't a place where you can actually teleport to. I did not know that. Alright, let's see. What do we got here? These idiots. Try down, then down. Oh my gosh, I'm dead. I did it. I did down and then down. Whoops. Okay, that wasn't the intended path. I didn't know I was gonna roll. There's gotta be a way to stop that roll animation if you drop down far enough. Maybe if I block or something when I land. Or hold back, that works too. Very nice. Alright, we got these fools all over us. Bunch of spiders everywhere. If you have arachnophobia, I'm sorry. But this is one way to get over it. Confronting your fears. I have to face mice in like every freaking game I've ever played because every dungeon crawler and indie game always wants to feature rats as an enemy. So I have to face my fear all the time. And no, it doesn't work. I'm still scared of them. Alright, let's see. Anybody? Oh my gosh. You're not dead, are you? Okay, yeah. Those guys are feisty. Gonna come up here. No spiders, huh? Not this time. Somebody's chasing me. Royal Sorcerer Navlin, you jerk. Come on, let's do battle. Every time, I tell you. Every time. It's like no matter where I go. And all I did was free him, so I have no clue, like, what was... I guess I wasn't supposed to free him, because ever since I freed him, he started freaking out, and every time I go to any area, he will invade me, like, immediately. And that's like the 4th or 5th time now that he's invaded. These guys hit hard for no reason. Gonna do our wide strike there. That should take out those enemies, and we'll do a light strike here to go ahead and finish them off. There should be. I was looking for our a nice little ladder. This is gonna take us to the boss area, and once we make it up here, we'll just go down this series of webs, and then we should be able to face off with. Well, no, we're not gonna actually fight the boss. Sorry, we've already defeated the boss. We're gonna be able to explore the area that I was looking for, which is going to be the actual dragon corpse, I guess, is what we're trying to find. Because if we find the dragon corpse, we should be able to interact with it and jump into its memories. That is the plan, after all. Let's see. So I can drop down there, drop down there. Heavy strike to get rid of all these folks. These guys don't seem to be afraid of fire unless it's like important for the plot. So they're just jumping at me like crazy. Those guys had torches and they were just coming on in like moths to a flame. But they do hit pretty hard, even though I've had as much health as I do. We'll grab all these torches if possible. And let's see, I'm trying to find the... There shouldn't be boss fog anymore since we defeated the boss, but just the opening. There it is. Alright. This should be the area. There's a giant dragon corpse here, which is incredibly interesting because although it doesn't necessarily look like Seath, it's interesting that this boss had remnants of like Seath's soul, you know, so it's really interesting. It looks a lot like the ancient dragon actually, and it also looks like it has eyes, so it's probably not Seath. Hard to tell though, really hard to tell. Let's go ahead and level up. I'm sorry, heal up, just so in case we have to actually face off with anything like that, we'll be ready to go. Again, I've never actually explored this before, so this is the first time. So yep, it works. We are going into this dragon's memory. So I'm really interested to see kind of where it takes us, if there are any encounters or any NPCs there, anything like that. It's going to be really neat. Dragon memories. One cannot reside in the memory for too long. Okay. Wow. Wait, hurrah for dwarf? What? I don't get it. Whoa. That is crazy. Ancient dragon soul. That was it. That was all that was there. Just a big, big dragon. I've never seen that before. That is insane. Okay, so let's check out the soul and see exactly what it does. That is something else. I'm sure it looks really special too. Soul of a giant. Crushed eye orb. All I'm looking for is ancient dragon soul. Acquire numerous souls, or perhaps the soul of the great ancient dragon that stands magnificently deep within the shrine. This powerful being stands and waits for whoever may visit him. Use the dragon soul created by those who peered into the essence of the soul to acquire numerous souls, or to create something of great worth. This is like the same. This is really weird because we saw an ancient dragon in this shrine, but we know it's fake. So maybe this was the actual dragon that had died. Or it says that they created the soul, though. Because it wouldn't make sense for the dragons to have souls, if you think about it. Because they were everlasting, right? So that is interesting. From a lore perspective, anyways. Why does the ancient dragon have a soul? Maybe they tried to create it so they could power it, and instead it maybe failed. and that's why they had to use a giant soul instead, because the ancient dragon in the shrine is a creation of, you know, one of Aldia's creations. So I don't know. That is interesting. All right, let's go to Drang Lake. Oh, we are in Drang Lake. Let's go to the castle. And from here, I need to find a way back to Vendrick. So, trying to think here. This is the Forgotten Chamber, the King's Gate. Are there more areas here? Undead Crypt. That's probably where I want to go. So, let's see. These bonfires seem to be pretty far away, actually. Aldia's Keep, Dragon Eyrie, Dragon Shrine. Alright, so let's go to the Undead Ditch in the Undead Crypt area. And we're going to see if we can interact with the memories of King Vendrick. At this point in time, we haven't played any of the DLCs, so I think as we obtain crowns, we'll get some additional dialogue. But at this point, it's just been kind of something that I've never actually done before, interacted with all these items, so we're going to do it for the first time. I think this is the shortcut as well, so we should be able to get straight to them before long. There are going to be a handful of enemies, though, because I know we've only been here a handful of times, so they're definitely going to respawn. So we got this guy. Yeah, I rang the bell. My bad. Then we got this guy. And then we should have one more. Once we leave, I think he's going to spawn from the ground, like the troll that he is. And now we can go ahead and dispatch those witch things that come out of nowhere. One shot for that one. There's one coming at me from the right. Lovely. But we had the poise to go ahead and dispatch them pretty easily. Go ahead and take care of that one as well before anything bad happens. And that should be the last of those enemies. And the Dragon Rider's gone too, which is great. We'll go ahead and use our heavy attack here. We have the poise, so we'll go ahead and see if we can knock any of these back. Go for a heavy strike again. Ah, I actually missed. I did a light strike instead. My bad. Worked out nicely, though. Alright, so now we're going to head back here. We should be really close to Vendrick's area. Now, this reminds me of that one female that was locked in, like, the cage. Probably a Milfinito. This is Vendrick right here, so we got it. Straightforward path. Alright, so now let's go ahead and interact with this. This should be another means to interact with Vendrick's memory himself. So let's see what he says. This is the first time I've ever done this too, so super excited. The memory of the king. Okay, very nice. This is crazy. I've never seen this before, so. He's massive.
Seeker of fire, coveter of the throne. I am Vendrick, ruler of Drang Lake.
Wow. Tell me
As
more.
flame rises, so does it fade. Such is the way of things. Do you intend to link the fire? Then you
Not
must
really.
first take the throne. Prove your worth. Find the ancient crowns. Seek adversity, and they will be yours.
Okay.
And your wishes granted. And your wishes.
That's it?
And your...
Okay, so we went ahead and we have actually obtained the three kings. Oh, I'm sorry, the 3 keys needed to access the DLC. So that's a good start. Who's that? I'm not sure who that was. Looked like there's some sort of enemy back there. But anyways, I had never actually jumped into his memory before, which is crazy. I'm really glad we were able to. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to see if we can free that Milfinito that was in the castle. I do believe she was actually in the castle itself, not necessarily the Undead Crypt area. So we're going to go ahead and go back to a bonfire that's a little bit more appropriately located, because I have no clue where it's at. I do know it was in the very tall tower, so I would like to travel to the castle. Let's see here, and we're gonna see which one's gonna be the best. Let's see, Drangleic Castle. We got the Forgotten Chamber, which probably isn't it, but it could take us close. Then we got the Under Castle Drangleic, which I don't know if that's really gonna be it. And then we got the Central Castle. Let's go to Central and see if maybe that's going to be the closest one. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to look for a really tall tower. It's like the longest and tallest and slowest elevator I've ever seen in my life. In the first stream where I encountered it, I literally had to watch it go up and down like 3-4 times. Because I was like, oh yeah, that's how that stuff works. Alright, so yeah, I think this is probably the best one. It might be down here. This is it. Okay, perfect. So we're going to actually see if it goes up. And then we got something called like the embedded key or something like that. Damn it. It's probably not in my inventory anymore though, right? Let's see. Is it a key? Lenegrast, House, Soldier, Bastille, Undead, Bright Stone, Forgotten, Key to King's Passage, Antiquated, Fang. So that's one of the, that's an important key. Frozen Flower is one of the DLC keys. Heavy Iron Key is as well. And the Dragon Town. Those are 3 DLC keys. Giant's Kinship grants access to the throne room beneath the castle. Okay. I don't think I have the key. Key to the embedded. Okay. Damn it. So I do need to go back down. So did I get the... When did I get the Giant's Kinship? Maybe when I defeated the Giant Lord? Each king has his rightful throne, and when he sits upon it, he chooses what he chooses to see. Or he sees what he chooses to see. Or perhaps it is the throne, which shows the king only what he wants. The flames roar, but will soon begin to fade, and only a worthy heir might burnish their light. What is it? Truly a claimant of the throne? Good desire. When did I get there? Interesting. Alright, so... we need to go back to the bonfire, unfortunately, and see if I can find it. Maybe it shouldn't have been a... If it was a key item, I would not have placed it back in the item box, so that must mean that it was something different. Let's just check to see. It should look very special. Yeah, there you go. Key to the embedded is actually a weapon. That is insane. Okay, so let's check that out. It's a dex weapon. A sword that opens the embedded's door, shaped like a weapon, but it is in fact a key. Plunge the key into the embedded to bring a rhapsodic end to his fate. The once human embedded, realizing that he could never resist the temptations of the flesh, bound himself eternally with chains. Since then, he has awaited the day that somebody will find this key and bury it within his bosom. Ooh, I can't even use it. That looks insane. I think I'm going to have to just use it as a key item. I don't know if I have to actually like stab him with it, but we're going to find out. This is, again, something that I've never done before, so we're kind of experiencing this for the first time together. The key to the embedded. Very cool. I like it. I wonder why that door isn't open. Did I not unlock that? I feel like I have. I feel like I already completed and cleared this area, but you never know. Not with Dark Souls. Looks like this shield is very heavy. I'm all like leaning to the side like, damn, this is heavy. And there we go. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Oh my gosh. Stabbed him right in the head. That is insane. Did I just lose it? I bet it's gone, right? It's gone forever. Key to the embedded is now gone. I freed you. Wow. Ring of the Dead. The Ring of the Dead. Keep human appearance even when hollow. That's interesting. The wearer of this ring appears human even when hollow. They say that in the undead crypt, we can reacquaint ourselves with the dead. We all suffer loss, and none of us can escape death. Then what is the fascination with reclaiming that which has already passed into the beyond? That is interesting. That is really interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like we saved the Milfinito, which is perfect, but I lost the weapon in the process, and the key, of course, so that's unfortunate, but I guess it was worth it. We were able to obtain a pretty cool secret, so that weapon and that key has now been utilized. But yeah, that's fine. So we now have done that, so we went into the 3 memories. One was in the last stream. We went into... I thought I heard someone singing. We went to the other memories as well, and now we even visited the dragon and the king's memory. So at this point in time, I think probably the next thing we need to do is revisit the Throne of Want and see if that is where we need to go. Not only that, but Ben Heart of Hugo never gave us his stuff, so I'm not entirely sure how to claim our items there. I've summoned him in just about every area. I've also spoken to him in every single area, so I'm not sure what that dude is waiting for. I don't feel like getting killed by these horse enemies either, so we can definitely use our aged feather and leave this area. I guess what I'm trying to think of next is what our next steps are going to be. So I would like to communicate with Ben Heart of Hugo, and then I guess we could go over to like some of the that Throne of Want and see if that's going to that giant's kinship thing's going to allow us to break through it. I'm not even entirely sure, but we also haven't done any of the 3 DLCs, so I know that I think the Sunken King is first, then it's the Ivory King, and then I think, and it's the Old Iron King is the last one. So let's see. So I'm curious to see what we need to do to have our little friend Ben Heart of Hugo give us his sword and his weapons, because I feel like we've completed his quest line. Let me check something really quickly on the good old iPad here. Let's see. I'm curious to see exactly, what we might have missed. So if I go to my boy Ben Heart of Hugo, we have seen him in the Shaded Woods, Drangleic Castle, the Forest of Fallen Giants, and the Memory of Oro. Okay. And we summoned him as well, and he survived. Yep. His last summon sign is right outside the Fog and Throne of Want. I actually did that one. You can go back to speak to him in the Memory of Oro or Drangleic Castle to receive his equipment. I have no clue where he would be placed at in Drangleic Castle, so I guess we're going to have to go back this pathway then. I think he was over here, right? Over by the Pursuer area, so let's double check. Let's find out. Alright, should be over here. Of course, we have these explosive barrels, which is always a treat. It was me, so I am the one that blows it up. Wonderful. It's okay. I can take it. Alright, he's dead. He's dead. He's cool. He's dead. I got shot in the arm with an arrow. It's ridiculous. Is this the Memory of Oro? I sure hope so. I'd be pissed if it's not. And dead. I think this is the one that he was just sitting in, right? Like in the middle? In the middle of those 2 pathways? I sure hope so, because I'm going to get really pissed if I did all that work. I summoned him. I kept him alive during 3 boss fights. Actually 4 now if you count the Giant Lord, so he should be able to reward us.
We have outwitted death.
Nice. Different dialogue.
Times. Oh, my dear friend, take these.
The Blue Moon Greatsword. Ben Hart's Parma, his Night Helm, his armor, his gauntlets, and boots. Nice.
My homeland is in the Far East, and this sword, I know how so.
Oh, that's great. Let's take a look. The Blue Moon Greatsword has no scaling, it seems. That's really interesting. The blade of this great sword shines like the brilliant rays of the moon. In the oldest legends rarely spoken of today, it is said that the sword was born of a great white being. Then what explains this lifeless weapon? Perhaps there's been some mistake. Wow, this is the fake. That's crazy. Interesting. Like, my weapon currently does like 360 damage plus whatever scaling I got on it. And then, let me see, how can I even check? I don't, oh, okay, 360 plus 206. So it's been like 566 damage, I guess, which is great. That is crazy. I'm so glad we got that. Now let's take a look at the armor. We got his helm. Very nice. We're super, super beefy with this stuff on right now. Benhart's armor. Okay. Alright, I'm happy. I'm happy with what we got. Super happy. So that was how we obtained the armor. After we had kind of assisted him through some of those things. Oh, shoot. I guess we could just run through real quick and grab the... examine the giant body that we can just jump back. And I think we've been in this realm long enough too, so let's see. Oh my gosh! Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Alright, let's go ahead and examine the body, and we're done. So Vendrick shouldn't be nearly as powered up as he was because we have 4 giant souls, so I think it starts from like 32 times his defense, so 32, so it'd be like 16%, 8%, 4%, 2%. So I think he's at like 2 times his normal strength or defenses, which is fine. A lot better than 32 times. Alright, so now we have obtained that item. I'm trying to think of anything else that we could have missed in the meantime. We've searched a lot of stuff. The only area that I know that I feel like I didn't do correctly is I didn't find the egg in the dragon eyrie. You know, there's some sort of petrified egg we're supposed to find, so maybe we can take a look at that really quickly and see if we might be able to locate that, and then if not, we'll jump into some DLC. Brightstone Cave Sildora gave us... okay. The Dragon Eyrie. I don't know if the dragon's going to be pissed at me because I definitely cracked some eggs on a few accidental attempts to drop down this hole here. I smashed a whole bunch of eggs. And this area does suck because there's going to be those enemies that have the corrosive explosion. So we got to be very careful here as we're just traversing our way through. This is where I wanted to go to. See that right there? I couldn't make that jump, I suppose. That's a tricky jump, though. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Gonna move very quickly through these little pathways here. I don't want to get caught off guard by these idiots, for example. But fortunately, he did do that explosion that only hurts him. There's another one over there to the left. It's going to go ahead and explode as well. Follow suit. And I think we're pretty much safe. Yeah, those dragons, I hope they're not pissed off. So let's go ahead and work our way up here really quickly and see. If the dragon's awake and no longer asleep... okay, no, he's good. He's fine. He's just resting. Bunch of pathways that go every which way here. I guess technically I could try and get that, but damn, that is a jump. Yeah. Ah, that's another one. Okay. See if we can get him this time. Perfect. Okay, so that could have been what broke my ring in the beginning of this whole encounter here. Look at that. 52 of 70. Yep, that's exactly what happened. Okay, so now we're going to work our way back up and see if we can possibly get through here without dying, one, and then having our equipment broken. There you go. Those two have been dispatched and out of the way. Got these guys over here next. That one's self-destructed, so that's fine. Same thing over there, very good. And yeah, we pretty much come full circle. So nope, I don't know exactly where I need to go then. There should be like a dragon priest dude that's going to work his way up there, so... I'm thinking that maybe the egg is possibly inside of the actual shrine itself. Like, for example, like, what the hell is that back there? That looks important. Let me equip the binoculars really quickly. See if I can remember how to use them. That's just some sort of a busted wall from the actual shrine itself. So maybe it is back there. I'm not entirely sure. That's the platform where the ancient dragon is, or the imitation ancient dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we're gonna go ahead and go to the dragon shrine then in that case, but let me kill this guy and see if he drops anything special. I've killed him a handful of times, but so far we haven't been fortunate enough to get any unique drops from him, I don't think. And then of course we do have this fool right here. Run this way. Okay, here goes. Of course he's in the rock. Titanite shard, I'm not sure what else we got. Hoping we got some twinkling titanite as well, but who knows. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and use our H feather. We're going to teleport to the dragon shrine area instead and see if we can possibly find this egg. It's a petrified egg, and I know that we have to give it to Magarold, and once we give it to him, he will allow us to join the Dragon Remnants Covenant. The problem is locating this damned egg. But we didn't really search the shrine very thoroughly, so let's go ahead and do it this time around. It was just the first kind of playthrough where we were going through it, so let's just double check and see. Good. Let's see, so there's nothing there. Looking for illusory walls and anything like that. Alright. Let's see if we can find... Okay, this guy's not mad, so I guess... Whoa! I guess if I haven't attacked the ancient dragon, maybe these guys aren't going to attack me. Looks like they had a magic attack to it. Hey, a little pizzazz with that attack. Treasure ahead. I'm going to keep searching for illusory walls just in case I may have missed something. And this might have been the pathway that I saw from beyond. Yep. It looks like this is the part with the broken part of the wall here. So this is very likely the area that I saw from afar. Man, I would really like to know where the egg is. We use that Pharaoh stone and we busted through here. I'm fairly certain that I don't already have it in my possession. Be very shocked if I did. No? Alright. We're going to keep working our way up here and just kind of move slowly. Try not to aggro the little dragon people, because they're really cool. I like them a lot, actually. I would like to join their ranks, as a matter of fact. Become a dragon dude myself. Quit spamming your frackin' attack. He did like 7 attacks there. He's still going. That's fine. We're gonna go right up and kill him anyways. I had no clue he had like a berserk attack there. He went crazy on me. Detective Burr. Small blue burr. Temporarily boost magic defense. Very nice. Alright. I'm gonna kill you. Hard. Hold on there. Okay, good gosh. He gave us a dragon charm. Let's go ahead and use an Estus flask. We got hurt pretty badly there. He hit us pretty hard. I mean, these guys play for keeps. He's got poise for days, but when we two-hand our large club, we can do all kinds of damage. Alright, so we're going to retrieve our souls, and then we're going to search around for the petrified dragon egg. I have no clue where it's at, but I can only imagine there's an illusory wall around here somewhere. Probably not in the staircase, but somewhere. We have tons of Estus, so I'm not really afraid to use it. Wait, what did it say? Oh my gosh, this fool is always trying to invade me. There you are, you jerk. Forlorn and Royal Sorcerer Navlon have invaded me like 10 times together, just them two. Now, of course, there are varying like versions of Forlorn, so I wonder if it's one person or if it's just like a type of warrior, because there's one that has like a very heavy build, and then there's this one that has the scythe that causes like bleed and stuff. Ooh, nice attack, nice range on that for sure. We'll see if we can get this off. Oh man, I didn't get it off. Boom. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that again once we have a little bit more stamina, and then we're gonna retaliate. Perfect. Okay, so Forlorn's been banished back from whence he came. I've been invaded so many times. I didn't realize that Forlorn were so damn aggressive, but fortunately they keep the humanity, or the human effigy the human effigies coming. I am losing my voice. Alright, so this is the top area where we just came from. We've already grabbed that chest. Just trying to think here. Please don't kill me. You either. This is where we jumped down from. They're very friendly right now. I'm not sure what it takes to aggro them, but I would prefer not to. So that's just that secret pathway up there that we already went to. Ladder required ahead. Is that so? Maybe that? If that message is accurate, maybe it's not just a troll. That could possibly be where it's at. But again, I'm not really sure if this is where the dragon or the petrified egg is. I just imagine it would be around here. Let's see. No. You're good? Oh my gosh. I don't want to die. This is probably it over here then. I don't think I ever came this path. I don't remember that bridge at all. So, that freaking guy, for being as big as they are, they have so many hits to their combos. I'm spoiled by the Hide Knights. They only have like 2 or 3 hits. That's okay. We're really close to the bonfire, and we'll be able to kill the rest of these enemies anyways, relatively easily. I guess what I could do is use one of these 25 human effigies I have. Might as well. And then we'll go ahead and top off our health. The funny thing is, a lot of the items in this game, they seem to be really about just curing the curse. So I know that that's obviously the name of the game, but the interesting thing is there are items that really don't cure the curse, but just the way you look. So it's like, hey, even though you are undead, if you wield this ring, you actually, oh, they're called Drake Keepers. You won't look like you're dead anymore. You look like you're human still. I'm like, that's crazy. And then I think that King Vendrick's ring, or not ring, he wants us to seek these crowns. So I think he's referring to the DLC crowns. So I can only imagine that by obtaining all of those, we'll get something similar, you know? because he was, of course, he had peered into the essence of the soul, and he was probably the closest to ever finding if there was even a true cure for the curse. Holy nards. I'm gonna die again. I gotta hit him. Okay, he's dead. We're gonna flask twice, just for the hell of it, and then we're gonna retrieve our souls. Now, I don't remember ever coming back here, so maybe this is something. No illusory wall, no nothing. There is a chest that I didn't see before. A small summon sign as well. Bashful Ray, of course, will summon him. I hope he doesn't aggro the dragon warriors, though. I really like those guys a lot. Hope this isn't a mimic. It's not. I don't see any teeth, so we should be fine. We got a Titanite slab, so that's great. Let's see. No illusory walls. These guys are jerks. Bashful Ray is great. I am not sure why he'd be here, considering there's not really a boss, and there's just a handful of those knights. Visions of Sniper Spot. In short, try ranged battle. Oh, there you go. The Tower Knight. He's dead. Cool, thanks, Bashful Ray. That was quick. He's gonna be like, alright, my job's been done. I will see you later. Catch you next summon. Don't hurt me. I don't like when they get all tense like that. Skeptic Spice in the Twilight Herb. Very nice. Bashful Ray, do not aggro the Dragon Man. He's a friend. This is an entirely new area that I did not explore before, so this is great. Hopefully that's not a mimic. No teeth, so we're fine. Dragon Fang Villard. We got the third dragon ring as well. Not sure where this homeboy is going to be coming from, so let's come in here. Create some space. And I'm sure he'll either come from this door or down that staircase that we were just at, so. I hear someone in heavy armor. That could have been that dragon guy. Let's see. Where the heck are ya? Dragon Fang Villard. Must be up here. Let's go fight him. I am getting dizzy. Where the heck is he? There he is. Oh! We found it. Alright, here goes. Heavy attack! He's dead. Perfect. So, sorry, Dragon Fang Villard. Bashful Ray is still sticking around, so must be some more stuff he can help us out with. Got another human effigy, very nice. Got another chest back here as well. I hope that's not a mimic. It is not. Got a petrified something, very nice. Oh wow, this is crazy. I did not get this last time either. Not here. You trolls. Oh yeah. We got the petrified egg. Visions of item, therefore try merchant. Yeah, very nice, because you just go to visit Magarold, I believe, and he'll be able to allow you to join the Covenant. Oh wow, there's even more items here. Look at this. This place is full of secrets. My first go through here, I didn't even think to come back. We got the crystal magic weapon and another fragrant branch of yore. Finally, we can save that fool, Strait of Olafis. That poor guy has been having to wait for thousands of years, and a few more because I was taking my time with it. That chest has been opened. I'm just not sure what's down here. But if there's bodies and stuff, I'm pretty sure I've searched it. So yeah, we're fine. Excellent. And I think this is just the path to the ancient dragon, if I'm not mistaken. There was a white looking phantom, or maybe even golden looking phantom on the steps the first time. And these other dragons were still like neutral, so maybe it's just a one-time thing. wonder why there's a boss fog. Because I don't want to aggro the dragon if I don't have to. Yeah, I think I'm set, actually. I don't want to go back there. I will kill all the NPCs at some point. Especially Royal Sorcerer Navlon, because apparently I actually screwed up his quest line. So I wasn't able to do what he needed. So that's unfortunate. But I saved my freedom, and I thought that would actually allow us to go through with this quest line. But based off his dialogue and some of the chat there saying that I screwed it up. So I'm like, damn it. Now, I don't know how to kill... or how to banish the phantoms. I guess, do we have anything kind of like a crystal white stone or whatever? Black crystal stone? Let's see. Black separation crystal. Goodbye, Bashful Ray. It's been real. You were incredibly helpful. We got the ring. I love you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and head over to... what's up, McKinnister? I didn't even see you there. You had the same colored chat as Yancy Guat, so I did not see that. My bad, my brother. How are you? Thank you so much for joining, keeping me company. Yeah, I did not know you. I looked like the same exact color as the chat above you, so I did not notice. I'm sorry about that. But thanks for stopping by. I have just been going through all of the memories of the giants, the dragon, King Vendrick, and then I realized that I forgot to get the petrified egg, so I'm going to see if I can go back to I guess it'd be Iron Keep, and I'm going to see if I can find Magrold. I don't really know exactly where he's at, so let's see if we can find him. I imagine we're going to start from the beginning, the Threshold Bridge. Why not? I'm better, recovering from an ugly injury. That's no good. I hope that you're feeling better, though. I'm doing so much better, man. I was super sick. I don't know what was coming over me for the past few days. I just felt terrible, and then it's been, I don't know, a few days, and finally I kicked it, and I'm just feeling so much better now. But it took a few days. Like, I had no energy. I still sound kind of bad, but I feel so much better. You're dead. But yeah, sorry about the injury, man. Hopefully you're doing better. Hate to hear that. And thank you for changing the color. You know, the funny thing is, as a viewer, like, I suck as a viewer on Twitch. Like, other than me just watching, be like, yeah, it's good. Like, I never used Twitch before I started streaming, you know? So it's like, then even when I was streaming, I didn't really watch anybody else, because, like, and then now there's, like, a community of people, then we're all kind of working together and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I'm always down to support, you know? But my thing is, like, I was like, damn, I realized I'm kind of a sucky viewer. Like, I don't even know how to do all the things and use all these tools, because I'd been on YouTube for the longest. So it's just so different to be on, like, Twitch that has all these interactive features and stuff. And it's like, I don't even know how to use them. So that's really cool. I didn't know you could change your text color. I thought that was, like, a special thing. Or every time I join somebody's chat, it seems to be, like, random for me. Armorer Dennis is kind of a jerk. I'm just going to put it out there. He was really hard in the Forest of Giants. And he's no easier here. Look at that. Don't backstab me, brah. He's like a mage. He's like a sword mage. Alright, there you go. Seriously? Thought I was going to tag him there. He's still got the iframes, unfortunately. Iframe that! Alright, he's dead. Voila, you have changed the color. But yeah, man, I hope you're doing good. Sorry about the injury. I hate to hear that. Never a good thing. Armorer Dennis, you jerk. Alright, let's go real quick up here, and let's... Oh, he's right here. Haha. Alright, let's go ahead and kill these guys. I just don't like them sitting around here. It bothers me. You're dead. We've already got most of the secrets as well. So another thing I guess I could do is grab this now that I've been drenched in the water. Someone in the chat told me I could do that as well previously. So let's see if we can just tag this real quick. Okay, yep, that hurts. That hurts. Now, the funny thing is I won't even need that key because I jumped down on this really strange angle from the Forest of Fallen Giants, and I obtained the heavy iron key anyways. But I am something of a completionist, And even though I don't know this game nearly as well as Dark Souls 1, I still have a really knowledgeable chat and also have something of a decent memory.
That
A petrified egg.
a petrified egg. In the
Mhm.
shrine. Fantastic. I'm fascinated
Yeah.
by- Very
How
cool.
very kind of you.
This thing. What you film?
You can now join the Dragon Remnants Covenant. Now, I will leave the other covenant, but that's fine.
Well, you.
Let's go ahead and enter the covenant. That way I could have joined all the ones that I can think of anyways. I think I'm only missing like the Champions one and maybe the Sentinels, and because they didn't want anything to do with me. Sweet. Alright, so let's see. What is this? Incense. That is not incense. That is magic. We can buy items. We got Jester Thomas. Oh, wow. This is great. Definitely want to get his stuff. The Curse Bite Ring. Not sure if I have that. Definitely want one of these. Got some pine resin. Very good. I have a feeling that most of the enemies are not going to be really weak to charcoal pine resin, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. A bunch of hexes and stuff. Okay. Do I have a Curse Bite Ring? Let's check that real quick. He said, yeah, it's been a few months. Has been tough months, feeling like almost... Okay, but feel like you've almost recovered. Okay, good. So you're getting back to almost like where you're almost 100% again. That's good. Again, sorry that you had to go through whatever it is you went through, but those injuries can do a number on you, man. And it takes a lot longer to heal than you would ever imagine. So I get it, 100%. So I don't think I see the Curse Bite Ring. I guess I could buy that, and I can get the rest of Thomas's stuff
Well,
too.
you-
Why she seems so mad when I'm here? I am a paying customer, sir. Okay. Okay. What do these do? Temporarily boosts luck. So probably item discovery. Not sure which of these I would ever need. The hexes seem really good, but I mean, I don't have the need for them. I'll probably purchase them at the end of the run. And then Enter Covenant, I already did that. Offer Dragon Scale.
I think we have similar to
Let's see.
here.
Covetous Gold Serpent Ring. Thank you.
Hey, you know that? He talks really highly of it. I didn't want to disappoint him. Let me just say, there are a lot.
Yep, I talked to him, and I have it in my possession. Alright, cool. So now we've got a lot of those items. We joined the Covenant now. I would like to see if he gave us like a ring or an item. We have a bunch of fragrant branches of yore too, which is great. I didn't read to see what he gave us. The Ancient Dragon Seal. Okay, Covenant Ring for would-be dragons. Ring of the Dragon Remnants Covenant slightly increases Estus Flask HP recovery. Possessing a dragon scale is proof of its owner's prowess. Strength should always be displayed boldly and meted out justly. Members of the Covenant who bear dragon scales can fight with one another. The survivor of the duel claims the dragon scale of the opponent. Okay, so how many dragon scales do I have? Because I would like to level up in it and see if I can get like the dragon head or something. I'm sure that you can. If it's anything like Dark Souls 1. Which one of these looks like dragon scales? No, no, no. None of these. So you're telling me I don't have any dragon scales? That's fine. Alright, cool. So we've pretty much done a pretty clean sweep of everything we're looking to do. Now, the next big thing, so we've accomplished what we set out to do. The next big thing would be to check out some DLCs. And the first, I think, would be the Sunken King, which should be over by the Black Gulch area. We completed the 2 NPCs quest lines that I was truly interested in doing. Benhart of Hugo and Lucatil of Mira. We also helped out Creighton instead of Pate. We got Kale's map completed, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else we're missing, NPC-wise. I think we're doing pretty good. Alright, let's see. So, none of these areas really ring a bell, like of anything that I was missing. Shrine of Amana had a bunch of different items out, like in the outskirts, but I think because we saved all of the Milfinito, we got the Ring of the Dead, so that was good. So yeah, let's go to the Black Gulch. Apparently there's a hidden bonfire we hadn't checked. I guess we could find that real quick. He said, yeah, I mean, the pain some days was intolerable. I thought I had cancer or something. Oh, man. That is not good. That is not good at all. I bet that was a really scary time as well. So that's... I mean, that is a tough time, man. And I don't know what to tell you other than I'm glad that you're over it. Because that can be incredibly scary. I couldn't even imagine. Great. Getting poisoned by these geniuses. Oh, nice. I thought this was where the worms came out. Apparently there is a secret bonfire here that I just never have seen. Nice. I don't think I've ever killed those worms before either. The heck? Hate these guys. Oh my gosh, he grabbed me anyways. Look at that damage they can deal. There you go. Now we're gonna go ahead and use a flask. And I'm gonna get poisoned. I'm gonna summon Bashful Ray, because this is the dude I just summoned in the Dragon Shrine. I'm gonna use a life gem to counteract some of this poison junk. Very nice. He's just aggroing everybody. That's always good. Thank you, Bashful Ray. I've never defeated this fool before, so let's go ahead and do that while we can. He's over there just showing off. Take that. Very nice. Woodland Child Victor, why are you here? The Rotten has been defeated, so I have no clue what he's still doing here, trying to invade folks. Okay, he's dead. Perfect. Thank you, Bashful Ray. There was another one that invaded me one time. It was like, he's the child victim. There's somebody. Oh my gosh, again? There's been 2 summons that have gotten me at the same time, and it was terrible. That's hit really hard. It's sad to think that I'm a tank, too, and I'm getting destroyed by these enemies. I went through all the giant memories already. I went through all of those. I went through the dragon memory. I went to the King's Vendrick memory as well. I was into this game. Most of the souls, at least for me. Yeah, this game is amazing. What is this? A bonfire. This is the hidden bonfire. Sweet. Or not. Guess we could use that. We're going to have to kill him, and everybody's going to be sad. After 3,000 years of petrification. I guess it's not really worth it for a bonfire and a boss I already defeated, but that's fine. I'm a completionist. Pharos Lockstone, very nice. Alright, cool. I'm happy with that turnout. Now I guess we can start going over to the hell is this? Oh, cool. Another chest that I completely bypassed. It's got Divine Blessing in it. Excuse me, Ray. Yeah, this game's very addicting. Until I play Dark Souls 3, I will not say it, or I will not make the claim just yet, but I would argue that this is probably the best Souls game, or my favorite Souls game. Now, so many fans are going to be pissed, oh my gosh, whatever else, but to me, like Dark Souls 1 I've played the most, very familiar with. I do challenge runs on it occasionally and stuff like that. This game is a whole nother beast. I mean, it's just so much different. It has so many differences from the original Souls game, but those differences make it really good. And I've had such a great time playing it. I remember 8 years plus, or however long it was ago that I played it. And this game's amazing. Like I remember like wanting to find out all the secrets, but it was still so new. People were still discovering all that stuff, you know. So it's really nice to be able to jump in and just explore this game again, almost like for the first time again. So I love it. But after I beat Dark Souls 2, I am going to jump into Dark Souls 3 for the first time. And so once I complete that game, I will then decide which one's my favorite. But I would say that I already have a very strong, very, very strong vote for Dark Souls 2. And I play Dark Souls 1 all the time, at least as of late. I hadn't played in many, many years. And then I started streaming on Twitch versus I was streaming on YouTube and doing different types of games, like a bunch of indie games and roguelites and stuff. But then I went ahead and jumped into some Dark Souls, and I moved over to Twitch as well. And I just can't put them down. Like, these games are definitely some of my favorite games. Alright, you guys are crazy. Illusion ahead. Seriously? 549 people are jerks. Okay, that's fine. I'm a fan of the vanilla version of DS2 before patches. Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, I have never played Scholar of the First Sin. I only played the vanilla game as well. So it's really, really different to be able to see, you know, like, play this game and then find out, like, whoa, that's way different. Even though after 8 years, I still can find and spot some differences, like enemy placement, some item placements, and things like that. But this is the first time I ever played Scholar of the First Sin. So it is a nice breath of fresh air. It's pretty cool. But vanilla Dark Souls 2 was the very first game I had played. The very first time I had played Dark Souls 2, it was vanilla. So, and the DLCs hadn't even come out yet. And then when they did, you know, we were able to play through those. I just don't remember ever beating the game. Like, I don't remember what's after Nashandra. So, like, I've claimed that I don't think I've beaten it. I don't remember. Like, I cannot for the life of me remember. So, and I know that I had a bunch of different save files too. So it's like, I know I must have beaten it at least once, but I don't know. I can't remember. So I'm going to state that I haven't. I don't think there's a need for me to light that torch either. It's pretty bright in here. So let's go ahead and let's check out the Sunken City. Oh my gosh. I had no clue that was there. Foreshadowing. I still play it a bit before patches, sometimes on a chipped 360 and a miracle build. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm on the Xbox One right now, and I'm playing the Skull of the First Sin. But again, I do like this version. I think it's great. It's really good. Apparently they added like some lore and stuff, so maybe stuff that I would have missed, you know, on the first playthrough or the first go around. This area, now I know the DLCs I definitely didn't explore like in depth, so it's gonna be a learning curve for me for sure. Of course these enemies are powerful too. Hiya! Okay, good. Got some items up here, so I guess we'll go and search this first and then we'll come back around. This area looks to be pretty massive. Try attacking? Oh shit. I don't know what that did. Nice! Killed some enemies. Very nice. We finally got a backstab in like 5 streams. We should rejoice. There's a ton of enemies. Okay. Yep. And they're all archers. That's great. Ranged. That means they must be weaker. Goodbye. Ooh, I'm gonna get hit. No! Okay. Don't want them to pull their bows back out, so we gotta be careful here. These guys have poise for days as well. They don't really deflect here, unfortunately. We got a 2-for-1 deal there. We killed both of them. Very nice. Got a life gem for our troubles. Wow. That was great. Let's see. There is an enemy down there, but we could just go around. No need to do a plunging attack necessarily. So all of these little towers must cause these little things to go up and down, maybe? I don't know. Very nice. More enemies. They got a lot of poise, unfortunately, so even when I strike them, they don't go anywhere. They don't budge at all. So what if I hit it again and again? I don't get it. What's the perks of that? Does it take me down, or will I die, or what? Oh, there's another pathway. Okay, gosh, this is going to be crazy. Because I like to kind of go every which way, every possible path. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Could have sworn I saw a pathway down there, maybe not. Alright, so of course we still have the very starting path whenever we started this whole thing, where the bonfire was, so there's going to be all kinds of fun stuff over here then. Guess we could drop down there, that might be a safe route. There you go. That's why he didn't die. I was wondering where he fell down to, so that makes more sense. Let's see. Got this little pathway over here. Oh my gosh, I died. Yep. Gravity. I have died probably, I think, 4 times now to just falling off of ledges and stuff like that in this stream alone. So I have been reintroduced to gravity the Dark Souls way. Excellent. There goes like 20-something thousand souls. We will need to go back and retrieve them, of course. And I hadn't finished exploring that pathway, so let's go check it out. See, what does a heavy attack do? There you go. Heavy attacks still do stuff. I'm going to go for the heavy strikes primarily then in that case, so we can maybe deal some damage here. I don't know if I have to re-hit these things or what. What does this button do? Ah, too far. This DLC is the least fair. I think this was the first one that came out, right? Nice. Don't flask. I do believe it was the first one that came out. The one that I didn't like the most was the one that you start off in the ice. Or the snow. That one just, ugh. Drove me crazy. No! Okay, so I wonder, like, if I go down those pathways, am I going to be able to, like, explore down there? Or is it, like, blocked off? I know that we can drop down the one where all the arches are surrounding it, so we could, go and explore that little ledge area there where it wants us to do a plunging attack, but I don't know. So this DLC is your least favorite, huh? I feel like there's going to be a bunch of poison and a bunch of junk like that. You know what we need to do? I need to go ahead and use a human effigy just to see if there's any summon signs, because if they're around, why not? Also, we can welcome invasions. He's like, ugh. He got real comfy down there. Alright, you stay over there. There you go. Hoping to get both of them with that strike, but that's okay. Good thing is we had enough poise. I'm gonna knock this back down again. We didn't kill that archer. I thought we did. That's okay. Let's drop down here. It's probably all gonna connect in some way. Yep. Okay, cool. This guy's gonna come up here. Maybe he's better at walking across narrow ledges than I am. Come on. Prove to me your AI is better than mine. You guys are very, very beefy. Don't die, don't die. Just kidding. What does this do? No clue. Oh, that. Okay. That just happened. Got a poison stone. Very nice. Very good. Love that shield. That is the tower shield. Yeah. It's a decent shield, but man, you know that's so crazy to me is that I feel like it should be beefier. Like it should be able to take more damage. It doesn't give me the like that stability that I think a tower shield would give, you know? So I feel like in some instances I'm still getting knocked around quite a bit even when I'm blocking, and the stamina consumption whenever I am blocking is still really, really big. So I'm just kind of shocked as to why, you know, like how it's still not able to deal a ton of damage. I'm sorry, to take a ton of damage, even though I have it at plus 10. So it's fully upgraded. I think, I don't know if Dark Souls 2 allows you to go beyond plus 10, but it's currently at plus 10. And if it does allow you to go beyond plus 10, I don't know which blacksmith to go to. But I will say that my club and my tower shield are both plus 10. But I still sometimes feel like I'm getting knocked around quite a bit. Golden fruit bomb. Who the heck? Just sniped me. But it is a great shield. I mean, it's the one that feels the most appropriate. But it's like, man, I have been having some issues with it. I was really thinking it was going to be a lot more like in Dark Souls 1, where you can really just tank stuff. Like, you can have a heater shield and you'd be fine. If you have 100% physical reduction, you're golden. But these are a little bit different. Ugh, I wonder if that works. Maybe not. Oh yeah, it does. Sweet. This whole area is very difficult for me to navigate too. So I'm trying my best to not lose track of where I've been. I'm gonna definitely rely on life gems as much as possible, just because I don't know where the next bonfire is, and I'm also gonna keep my weapon durability in check. So we're at 47 right now. I do believe that we get like 30 durability every time we use a repair powder, so I'm going to wait until it gets a little bit lower. We're at the poison bite ring. I knew I heard some nasty bug noises. Alright, we killed him. Perfect. Seems like we've kind of come full circle now. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this area. Let me check something else, though. I'm not satisfied just yet. There's still that over there. Okay. Ah, that's what I was trying to do. Trying to go that way. I was trying to get on top of it. I timed that so bad, though. Right, here we go. Boom! And one more for the road. Or not. I was going for like a really like tanky type build, but instead it's been a little bit of a hybrid, you know, because I still try and be super aggressive, and sometimes it gets the best of me because I don't like to sit and wait for attacks. It's really not my playstyle, especially coming off of Dark Souls 1, where you can be a little bit more aggressive and hop around a lot more because you have that mobility. But in this game, you kind of feel like you're never quite OP. At least in my experience. Like, I've been like, man, I feel like I'm still getting my ass whooped. And that kind of goes back to that whole shield thing. I feel like the stability is just a little bit less than it would be in like Dark Souls 1. But it is a good shield. I do like it quite a bit. I didn't want to go Havels, you know, just because I'm like, that's just a little too tanky for me. Alright, what I'm trying to do is jump on it. There you go. Now I can jump down from there. Alright, I feel like I'm going to die. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Okay, that worked. Dark quartz ring +3. Very nice. That was terrifying. That was terrifying. Okay. Whew. So I say that we've explored that area. Since I'll be going a whole different path and not going back that other way, I think it's fine that we go ahead and sit at the bonfire. It just makes sense to me. Got some Estus here as well. Oh yeah? Bonfire head, therefore I tried jumping. You're a liar. Old growth bomb. It looks like this area has a bunch of different bombs. I wonder what they do. Just waiting for an ambush. Okay. No lock on ahead, so there must be some sort of enemy coming up. I've failed. The heck? Is it a switch or something? The heck? No lock on ahead. I have no clue what they're talking about. If I drop down here, I'll definitely die. I am not entirely sure what to do here. Let's see. No, it's not even pushing it down, so that's weird. Maybe I need to shoot it? Ooh, I don't even have the stats to use a freaking bow. That's great. I don't think you can aim a crossbow if it's anything like Dark Souls 2. Whoops. I didn't equip the arrows either, so let's do that. Let's see, bolts, I guess. Alright, which bolts are you going to fire, my friend? I did hit that, but I'm not sure. The heck? Oh, you can aim the crossbow. That's awesome. Could not do that before. Okay, well. That is strange. Super heavy right now, too. Alright, I'm not sure where to go there. And I guess, I mean, what? I could drop off just to see, but I don't feel like dying unnecessarily. That's fine. We're right next to the bonfire. Let's just see what happens. Oh. Okay, so somehow I need to raise that ladder. Apparently, dropping down is not the answer. Also, pushing that switch doesn't seem to bring that elevator up either. That's really interesting. I'm not really sure what I missed there. It's probably something super obvious. But at this point, 2.5 hours in, I think the mental fatigue is kicking in. So I'm like, can't quite figure out the simple puzzle. Not even a puzzle. It's like an elevator. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go back down here. I don't know what these guys are talking about. Sadness required ahead. What am I missing? This is crazy. No lock on ahead. This makes no sense. Is there a switch that's maybe up? No? This is crazy. I literally have no clue what I'm missing. And I did hit the switch perfectly square, so not sure what the deal is there. I don't see any other switches, like... And they keep saying something about no lock on, so I'm not sure what that's referring to. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be it. This might be a sign that I need to call this stream a quit before call this one to an end. Sorry, before we jump into a whole DLC, right? What happens if I do this? Nope. So I just died before I even touched any of those assets. So that must mean that there's like a net there, like a death net. That's fine. I have no clue. I'll give it a few more tries, and then since I have been going for a pretty good period of time, yeah, I wouldn't be averse to calling it quits and getting a nice DLC run in first thing in the morning. Well, let's see. Alright. These aren't switches I can hit, right? Okay, no. What the heck? These guys are trolls. Who made this game? This is literally like the beginning of the area, so there should be like nothing here at all. It's a very precarious ledge here. Yeah, that's literally the beginning, right? I think. Dragon charm? Nope. I don't remember this. This is new. What is this? Oh, no. This is definitely the beginning. Okay, I just missed that one item. Okay, well, damn. So let's go back down and see what it is we're missing. It's got to be something obvious. We'll give it another shot or two. Let's see. Whoa, that was scary. I almost thought I could jump that, but I'm like, nah. What is this dude doing? Let me see this shade. Let me follow him. Nah, he's just fighting stuff. Okay, so that must mean that there's something that I didn't activate on the other side. So there are some items over there. Items there too. Gosh, they're just strewn about everywhere. Boom. There you go. Poison moss. You see that switching around like crazy over there? Okay, let's go this way. He's dead. I hear the skittering of little nasty insect legs and it's freaking me out. There it is. Golden fruit bomb. Oh. I did see this ledge earlier, but I didn't even entertain it. Oh my gosh. Okay, we made it. Why am I flasking? Beat you to it. Then we can do this little light strike too while he's getting up, and we'll defeat him. Now we can flask. Finally making some progress. Very nice. I don't know which tower this is going to affect, so let's just be careful here. Definitely got turned around a bit. Okay, so this is where those bugs were. This dude's over there just chilling. Let's make sure there's nothing in here. Okay, let's fight in here then. You missed, and then I'm going to hit you. And then as you're rising, I'm going to miss you. There you go. Fortunately, he's pretty slow. to the strike, and we can still swing the club pretty quickly, believe it or not. These bugs are disgusting, and I feel like they'll probably do some corrosion type damage, so we want to avoid them if we can. Got it. Alright. There you go. 1 and 2 and 3. Alright. We're going to use some life gems to heal. Looks like there's an item down there that we didn't grab. This area is going to be terrible. I had no clue it was going to require all these little switches and different levers and things like that. So, totally unexpected. Got a lightning urn. Very nice. Let's see, what is this? No corrosive stuff there. I'm surprised. First time this game doesn't just outright troll us. That is a creature! And it's indestructible. That's great. Cracked eye orb. Throwing knife. Lovely. Love to get killed by those guys. Alright, 2 hits for that. Heavy strike is all it takes. They were going to pop 2 life gems. Let's see. At least we're making progress. I can't complain. This thing is invincible. I have no clue why, but it is. We have this pathway over here. And then we have this one down here. That looks like the developer intended path, so let's go this way instead. Let's cut across this way. Alright. And we're going to drop down. Bug ahead, I'm sure. Sure there are many bugs ahead. Okay. Beware of ambush. I don't want my equipment to break, so we gotta kill these enemies pretty quickly here. And another strike there should do the trick. Very nice. We'll go ahead and flask here just to top off our health pretty quickly. Let's check our items. 45 of 70, not terrible. Okay. That would be unfortunate. We could jump off, but I'm not going to do that. Visions of ranged battle. Got an Elizabeth mushroom. Alright, cool. I'm just going to walk down the steps like a normal person. I don't think I'm going to be doing any crazy jumps. Ooh, you know what? I just realized I have to. Because I'm actually blocked off from that path, so that makes sense. No worries, that was my way out. Alright, perfect. Now we can go ahead and head back down the way that this invincible statue's at. Ow. And let's see what's down here. We're going to switch to two-handed. Oh my gosh. And we're going to do our two-handed special here. See if we can get them before we get killed. Okay. Oh no, I can't believe it. But now we know that there's actually more to it than just going straight down that elevator. That's not even a path, it seems. So we have to go through those weird, like, elevators that keep coming up and down and switch all those different levers so we can find a path down to this sanctum, I guess. But either way, I think that's an excellent stopping point. We've done pretty well to at least navigate the first part of this area. I think this stream was mostly about exploring all of the memories from all the different giants and a bunch of different other characters. We also explored the giants, all 3 giants' memories. We got a certain PvP item from one of the other giant trees, and then we went to Bright Cove Seldora to explore what happened over with the ancient dragon memory, and then we also looked at Vendrick's armor, and we were able to tap into his memory as well. He did say to seek out the 3 kings, seek out adversity, and obtain the 3 crowns. So that's what we're doing right now with the first DLC. So I think this is an excellent stopping point. What we'll do tomorrow is we'll go ahead and pick right up just where we left off, and we'll go and start exploring or continue exploring the rest of this area and see exactly how far we can get. My goal will be to complete this DLC, and then for tomorrow night's stream we'll do hopefully the next DLC, and then my goal is to hopefully wrap everything up by Wednesday so we can just go through as much as possible and jump into Dark Souls 3, because that is a game that I have not yet experienced other than the first like hour or so when it first came out. So I'm really looking forward to exploring that game and experiencing it with you guys before Elden Ring comes out. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Everyone that stayed here to watch and join me, I really appreciate it. I'm still trying to get to affiliate, so the 3 average viewers is so key for that to happen. So I really appreciate you guys' support. It means more than anything to me. This is my primary source of income now. This being Twitch isn't monetized just yet, but my YouTube channel is. So being a full-time content creator and a streamer is now what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to pursue this dream full-time. So I can't do it without your help. So every time you guys join in, it means so much to me. Again, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. McKinnister, heal up, my friend, and I will see you next time. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out. Have a great night.